everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Incredible Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Xander Scullion, and joined with me, it's wonderful Mr. Jeffrey Winhagen. What's up, Jeff?
We're here for 4-4. Holy crap. And
44.
and like we've talked about it, and there's been so many indie games recently that we literally have a 4-5 episode backlog at this point of like sets of 7 games to talk about. So we may do a couple back-to-backs here just to get some amazing indie content your way.
Oh yeah. So many games and before we get into it, let's do a little bit of perusing at the Kyle's
Mm.
trials.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it was it's been a week because every week we go through some of Kyle's treasures around here, and the trials are me showing off a few key items. Um, this week though, the box that we went through, and the boxes they seem to get smaller, but with like packed with more items every time. And
Mhm.
so this one, I'm not keeping a lot of the stuff because it's like more modern, for Kyle, at least modern stuff. And it was like N64 games and GameCube games and Xbox games and things I already had. So the ones I would have kept, the ones I'm nostalgic for, I already have copies.
Yeah,
So I don't have a ton to show off, but I do have stuff from previous weeks that are super cool. And so the first one is this thing, which is a
oh wow.
Freddy versus Jason before the movie was even announced figure pack. And this is called the Fish Tank. The Fish
Oh,
Tank.
that's
It's
cool.
movie maniacs, McFarlane style, classic Freddy before they increased the quality of his gloves so like the little fingers would be like very brittle and things. But this
Yeah,
is a classic one. Absolutely going to be something cool. It's the special edition combo pack that they did a long time ago. So yeah, it's definitely
that's
like
cool.
still says Spawn on the back for McFarlane Toys and everything. So like they since to change that. So yeah, I'm a huge Jason and Freddy Krueger fan. So definitely going to have that somewhere in the horror style display. Um
Yeah.
I know we talked about some GI Joes, but check this one out.
Oh, that's
Giant
awesome.
Hall of Fame Cobra Commander, and in classic Kyle fashion, it still works. The little noise
The
still works in there, the
classic
sound.
laser noises. Oh my God.
Yeah. And so like this one is badass. Love the Cobra Commander style. His favorite dude is Snake Eyes, but for this, Cobra Commander, just awesome. Classic Hall of Fame style. The only Giant Joe that I actually had was I have a Hall of Fame, it's like real heroes ones, and they did an Army drill sergeant that looks like me. And so I have a big, it's the big one, Army drill sergeant with the hat. The original one my wife bought me was like blonde. And then so I had to find the one with my brown hair. But dude looks like me. It's funny as shit. Like
That's funny.
take the glasses off, put on a drill sergeant hat, and it's literally me.
That's awesome.
Fucking wild. And
Yes.
then the last one, since I gotta show something video gamey.
Yeah.
Scrooge
Oh,
McDuck, DuckTales. So obviously, in classic Kyle fashion, he would put little things to add to a game collection. So the CIB copy of DuckTales I have, I will have to put little Scrooge McDuck. Now, the question is, this is a new one. It's made by Funko, which to me, I'm not a huge Funko collector. The game, or the game itself, it would be cool to add something new, like DuckTales. Should I just open him and put it with the game?
yeah.
Because the packaging itself doesn't lend itself to a cool display, but taking it out, I mean, he has the cane. Can't really pogo on it in this position, you know.
Yeah.
I think like
I
adding that, because that way it doesn't take away from the NES box,
I
because the
feel like
pack.
I feel like that's a good toy to open. I feel like because I like toys. I don't get to collect them as much as I want just because it just takes so much room. But like I'm the kind of person there's some toys that you just have to open. Like it look better open. That's one of those toys that looks better open and displayed for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. is like I'm not a sealed collector. I just like
Hmm.
the experience, the coolness.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think also like don't want to take away from the box art. So it's interesting to think about. Interesting.
You know what else is interesting?
The
That
PS5.
yeah, the PS5, just like
I had to pivot you. I had
Microsoft.
to pivot you back because you're going to say indie games.
But no, this is crazy. Like before we started recording, I was like, man, should we talk about this? Because Microsoft has had a price increase, and now Sony has had a price increase. And of course, like the Switch 2 is higher than it probably should be. This was kind of interesting because I feel like, I mean, obviously there's reasons why the prices are going high, but I feel like this is kind of starting to push a lot of console players more towards the PC environment. Like the lines are starting to blur because if you went back like 10, 15 years ago, PC gaming was very expensive. It was very, not user friendly. That was the things that made us console players. But that's why I like prefer console. I can just put the game in and play. And it's starting to be like that with PC gaming. The difference is it's cheaper, so much cheaper, which is kind of disheartening. Like what do you think about this?
So, I mean, the one thing is like, to be honest, like being in work, I don't have a cell phone where I'm at. So it's like I'm out of the loop for about 10 hours with new type of tech. And so I actually didn't know about this price increase. I didn't follow up. So when you brought up, I'm like, oh, yeah, 100% when I talk about it. But my thoughts are it's a little bit different. It seems like within the last 1 to 2 years, anything that is a leisure activity has increased in pricing. And that
Hmm.
includes even going out to eat. Like you go out to eat and you're spending $50.
Yeah.
And so a $50 price increase is like one meal going out nowadays. And where it leads people, and this goes to support what you're saying 100%, is that when people, companies, businesses raise the price on leisure items, we find ways to enjoy ourselves in an affordable nature. Just like I'll go buy 3 pounds of chicken and go grill it out back here and enjoy myself for multiple meals. Um, instead of going out to eat all the time, I go out to eat like once, maybe one or two every 1 or 2 weeks instead of going out on the weekend or something like every
Yeah.
weekend.
Hmm.
We limit ourselves. And it's the same thing. So the PS5 goes up in price without adding anything, right? That's the one thing I didn't ask you. I wanted to say,
Right. Nothing,
like,
nothing
like they're
added.
it's not like they're throwing in a free copy of a digital game, which would cost them nothing.
Yeah.
Like they had a couple games to give. That's what Nintendo would do. The
Hmm.
3DS thing, back in the day when they had the price increase and they brought it down, they threw a bunch of free games that cost them nothing to keep gamers happy, to
Yeah.
avoid them from jumping ship. And a lot did already. But yeah, so the PS5 it goes up $50. Um but all prices, all components, everything has been increasing. So I get why they have to. I understand
Yeah.
it. I understand why the Switch 2 is more expensive. Literally just everything is more expensive. Every
Yeah.
little component that they're buying is more expensive. And instead of just taking the systems at a loss, as they probably still are, but instead of
Mm.
taking it at more of a loss, they just put the price a little bit higher. But we're gonna go find our games somewhere else for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Because I work for a living and enjoy myself, and I'm a huge Nintendo collector. Of course, I bought a Switch too, but
Yeah.
I also like have been in the army 20 years and can afford to do it. There's a lot of gamers that can't, and they're
Hmm.
going to sit there and play 99% of those games on Steam and on
Yeah.
PC and
Yeah.
for a cheaper price. I mean, I literally saw a post this morning in one of the Switch collector groups that said, "Oh, Yuka Replay is getting a full physical complete on card on Switch 2." And I'm like, "Great, that's awesome. I'm definitely gonna buy a copy of it physically because it's like the sixth game now that we'll finally have complete." Like it's
Yeah.
not like, but
Yeah.
the problem is I'm not buying every complete game. I'm just gonna buy the ones I like. But then if they do a key card or they do a download code in box, I'm not interested. I'll just
Yeah.
if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna play it on Steam, PC, where you have it's a cheaper price, more accessibility. I could play it on multiple devices.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, that's my thing because I keep harking back to the mini PC I purchased a couple months ago to play a lot of these indie games. And I spent like $350 on this mini PC and it's a Windows 11. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about buying another one just to replace my laptop because it's got more RAM, it's just a better unit. So I'd have a more efficient workstation. But I think about that. I think about, that person who hasn't gotten a new console yet, that maybe they're like they've been playing the Switch this whole time, and they're like, all right, well, I'm going to get a Switch too, or I might just get a mini PC. I mean, you'll be missing out on those Nintendo exclusives, but I mean, I don't know. It's interesting because I mean, like console gaming used to be, affordable, accessible. You got the games physically. I mean, it was just more of an all-inclusive package. That's what always made me gravitate towards console gaming. But now it's just kind of like I don't mind digital now. It's like okay, well, I in a perfect world, I'd love to have a physical copy, but I like to play games. So at the end of the day, I'm
Well,
gonna go the best route.
and the one thing is like being old gamers, like I don't
Yeah,
mind going to play in the NES. I don't mind
yeah,
going to playing some Super Nintendo.
it's
I'll
true.
play old arcade stuff. So I have so many options, and we all do. We have so many options that like if they're gonna increase the price and make it like a little more expensive, like I'm going to choose to enjoy my experiences in whatever way it makes most sense. And I mean, hell, some people are just gonna go pirate stuff.
Yeah,
Like let's be honest, they're gonna go and play ROMs and emulators. They'll go to websites. I mean, it's the same thing with movies and TV and all the streaming. Is people just go to one of the multiple websites that are out there where you can just stream the movies and TV online.
yeah,
Like, why would I pay, $50, $40 a month for some of this stuff? I saw one ridiculous one where I think it was, oh, there's a big sale. It's Disney and two other ones, ESPN something else and Hulu for
yeah.
30 bucks a month. And I'm like, I told my wife, I'm like, is that 30? She's like, that's a year. I'm like, no, I think that's a month.
That's
So you're talking
crazy.
300 something dollars a year just to stream three services that doesn't have everything you need. And then so people just go and find their content somewhere else.
It reminded me of you remember when the Xbox 360 when the gold membership first hit and you had to have a gold membership in order to use the Netflix app on your Xbox 360. So you had to pay your Netflix subscription, which back then it was like pennies on a dollar, but you had to pay for Netflix and pay for the Xbox Live account in order to use the app. I was like, "Oh my God." I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, that was nuts.
Ridiculous. I mean, my thing is that I've been doing a project where I'm just ripping all my DVDs and Blu-rays and using my own Plex account so I can, because you can stream with all the devices in your house. I could share it with people. And so I've
Yeah.
been doing that. So I might actually, instead of buying a new PC, I might actually buy a media center because they have the media centers where you can buy hard drives. And I might just do that so I can have efficient streaming. Because right now it's just on a hard drive on a laptop, which is fine, does fine. But if I want something more professional, I just get one of those, and then it's like little dedicated Linux box that plays media, and I can also stream my games from it too. Because using like RetroBat, it does emulators and things, but putting it on a hard drive takes time to boot up. Whereas if you have a dedicated server, I might be able to actually throughout my house online, like stream ROMs and stuff. So
Yeah.
interesting things that I will be messing around. I like to tinker around with tech sometimes. So,
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Right now though, I still got to finish that damn collab I'm working on, a little art over here over my shoulder. I'm almost done with all the Thriller Crew art pieces, like almost completely done with everything. Like, and that's gonna get posted online soon. Tack from Thriller Crew is super excited. He didn't realize that I was only doing one canvas, only one. That one that I posted on Patreon is the only one I'm making. I can't even replicate it. And so I told him that he's like, "Oh crap, that's amazing!" So he's super excited because
That's cool.
there's huge Thriller Crew and TNC collectors. So anybody who's listening, if you want to get that damn amazing, wooden canvas I painted, you're gonna have to get on there fast because. people are going to buy. And then there's only 10 copies of each of the wooden characters I'm doing. One of those sets is going on the canvas, so really 9 opportunities for each. So I'm not sure
That's
how Tack's
nuts.
doing it, but like I'm doing individual packaging for him too. I do it all by hand, so it's taking a little
Yeah,
bit of time.
that's
But it's
awesome.
fun. Turn off damn computers and enjoy myself.
Yeah, and and closing out on the Plex conversation, because I was going to mention, because I had been coming out and visiting our Discord. I've been visiting on
Oh.
that. It was funny. I popped in and like a wild Xander appears, and everyone's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Because I'm never in the Discord, but I have some voice acting that I'm doing in the future, and the folks I'm doing the voice acting with, they use Discord for everything. So I'm like, oh, well, I got to start learning Discord. And I'm like, well, while I'm here, might as well hop into the, Hagen's Alley Discord because it's free to join and I'm already a member. And one of the things that gets updated is the Plex. So if you join the Discord, you can check out whatever stuff that Jeff's throwing out there. But yeah, yeah, it was cool. It was
It's
cool.
that's like something I messed with, some auto RSS feed that would literally show like what I watch or what I listen to. So even when I'll put on like atmospheric radio when I'm driving into work and you'll see like, oh, listen to this. And it's like listening to different music and things and
It's
always
cool.
always adding stuff and finding stuff and hunting down and Internet Archive's great to find old movies and things. And
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So yeah, and last week we had a randomizer that we both had to play.
mm,
We both had a
mm.
randomizer. Now, did you get to play it?
I did get to play it. Did you get to play
I
it?
got to play it.
Oh shit.
That's
This
why I
is
brought it up. I
weird.
don't I don't feel guilty this week.
Oh, no, no guilty knowledge. And let's see if we can actually say the name.
It's like Helventi.
Hel
Helventi.
Helvetii, Helvetii,
Helveti.
Helvetii. We'll say Helvetii.
Yeah, Helvelti.
Helvetii. Helvetii. Velt. But it's Vetii. So that's Helvetii. Character, action game set in Gallic Celtic mythology. Challenge ever changing rot with 3 characters. Use gifts, powers bestowed upon by the primal deities. Ensure you're master of combat by pummeling, juggling, and slamming your enemies in gorgeous 2D presentation. And it does look like a classic PS3 game.
Yeah, it's got that vanillaware kind of look to it,
Yep.
and it is a roguelike. Um, I played a good little bit of it. The story wise, I was just kind of like, oh yeah, this is cool. I mean, I felt like I had to kind of backtrack to see what was exactly going on because the first time I watched it, it just kind of went one ear out the other. But the gameplay is really really good. It has like a very very solid like hack and slash mechanic, and I like the combo system a lot.
Yeah, so me playing it, I chose the character with the sword because there's like a
Mm,
magician, a sword, and then like a little combo dude. And I chose the character with the sword, kept playing through, and I don't think I ever got defeated, so I was still going through my first run through, and then I got through the whole first chapter. Then I got to the second portion. I'm like, all right, it's time to go eat dinner. Something popped up, so it was time for me to move on. But I enjoyed the combo system. I enjoyed the upgrade system. The
yeah,
upgrade system was really good because it adds not only stat increases but it adds ability increases, and that's where the roguelike piece also comes in, is like what you get available to you seems random.
yeah,
And so I had like a double jump or other pieces. And the combat too, it seemed like it allowed us to do dodges pretty accurately. And the enemies had pretty good tells. So like there's this big tree that's in the middle and but it'll be like a little light up spot, and that's where the tentacles come out or whatever to try to kill you. So you can just
yeah.
move out of the way pretty easily and then continue to cheese them. And the bosses seemed like you could cheese them pretty good, but I went through like a tank and didn't even really worry about dodging and was able to beat them. The last
Yeah.
one though, like at the end of chapter 1, I like sliver of life beat him.
Yeah.
Barely out to barely beat the guy. And so it'll be interesting to see what carries over in this roguelike mechanic. Because restarting, do you restart from zero? Do you keep certain stat upgrades? Do you have the abilities? I think you lose the abilities, I would assume.
Mhm.
But I don't know how many runs you ended up doing, Xander.
I didn't. I was still just on one run. I kind of gave it like a little play, little dusting, you know, because I played a lot this week. I played a lot this week.
Oh
A
my
lot of what
goodness.
I played this week too is a lot of the new and noteworthy. So
Oh, damn.
I went and checked out some of that. So I was like, yeah, I can go a little bit more in depth. First impressions. I mean, I didn't beat anything. I didn't. There was one game though I will say in the new noteworthy that I spent way too much time on that I didn't expect. But I will just
Okay.
leave it at I'll just leave
Interesting.
it at that.
Interesting.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't play any of the new and noteworthy. I only played one other game. So,
I was about to ask, what have you been playing?
well, besides for Helvetii, because that was the one that I, said I was going to play. I did go back and play some more of the shoot 'em up from last week. So the little shooter game. I played a little bit more of that. That game is addictive as shit. So I kind of want to beat it. So that's
Mm,
one. But I ended up getting a new NES homebrew in. And I've been waiting for it because talking to the developer when I ordered the physical copy of it, and this was for Spot. When I ordered the copy of it, the developer had to wait for boards. And so he was conversing with me on Facebook, just saying, hey, this will come in, whatever. And it was interesting because I was like, hey, can you sign it? And then he he thought that was interesting. I'm like, yeah, you're the developer. Sign your game. That'd be amazing. And
yeah,
so he not only signed the box, but he signed the cartridge too. And he had multiple because with homebrew games you can buy like different color shells, all the things, and instead of like having a standard, he like gave me like six options. I'm like, well, what one do you feel like meets the game's aesthetic as the developer? Like you
that's
choose.
cool.
And so I have a white cartridge version because it matches like the aesthetics of the game is what he says. I was like, that's the one I want. I want the one that you want to do. I don't I could choose
Yeah,
like I want classic NES gray, but if that's not what you want as the developer, like you have options. Do it cool. I don't know. So
yeah.
playing the game's interesting because it is a Sokoban. So it is kind of like a box pusher game. And
Mm,
so there's in the easy mode, I think there's 64 levels, and you literally just have to push boxes into holes to hit the disc to move to the next level. So that's basically what he created was like a little fun little puzzle game. Very simple. And you'll see that a lot with NES developers is when they do some of their first games, they'll keep it simpler to make it a easy to program so they can release their first game. And
yeah,
so that's what it really feels like. I'm not sure if this is the developer's first game or not, but Four Spot's fun. It's well done, the music's great. And it was made with NES Maker for what I'm tracking too. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure it's an NES Maker game. And so usually within that they have a community aspect. So I'm not sure if the developer worked on all the aspects himself, got a musician to do the music. I didn't do any of the research on it. I just know I bought the copy of the game because I like to support NES Homebrew, brand new indie games, and
mm,
give myself a physical that I can play over here in my little NES Co. I was actually doing that when we were started to record this morning.
yeah. Speaking of like indies, like home brews, I know there's one that I got a code for that I need to like sit down and play, and I believe you have a code as well. But that is the Mavericks Baghdad Extraction. From Retro
Oh
Bro off of
yeah,
Discord.
yeah,
I've known John for years, and he's really been putting in like you mentioned like that early game. Like he made it was a side scrolling shooter called Desert of the Undead, and it was like kind of
Desert
like
of the
and
Undead.
it was kind of like a Contra game where this is more like Zelda, and it also utilizes the light gun, which is really, really cool. So I'm really curious to try that. I know he's currently working on a Metroidvania as well,
Nice.
but so that's the game there. It's Force Bot.
So this is the game for spot. It does not say NES Maker anywhere on it, so maybe he did not make it in NES Maker. And the thing was, is like back in the day, I was super, super ingrained. This is before indie was like super insane. I was super ingrained into the homebrew scene and knew all the nuances. Nowadays, people just post stuff on social media, and that's how I find things because like there's no repository that I see outside of like NES Maker forums, and I'm not a programmer, so there's really no place for it. So I don't have all the details, and I'm not going to do a second NES homebrew book. It's I literally put new homebrew in my latest complete NES re-release, so I'm good on
There's
NES.
so many anyway. I
Any,
mean, like by the time you put out a book, there would be like hundreds of other NES games that come out. Because, like, I
yeah.
know in the NES maker community, especially, there's always something being made or something being worked on. It's great. Love it.
Well, and you said Metroidvania, so you have my interest peaked for our buddy here who sent us the Baghdad game because the Baghdad game that one is like on right.
Yeah.
And so I'm super excited about that because I have a CRT. So if I could
Oh
play it
yeah.
on a cartridge, the one thing is that I don't have my power pack, my EverDrive or the oh what are they called? The other thing.
The
I think
sing.
I think it was called the power pack.
Mm.
But I don't have either of those because like my collection is not with me. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to play it on a CRT, like without having an option to emulate. So
Yeah.
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 And so we'll figure it out. It'll be fun. It's
Yeah.
always like little fun times.
Yeah, I mean that's probably what I'm probably gonna do because I just had the ROM, is I'm probably gonna put it on because still have my Raspberry Pi 3, and I'm gonna hook
Yeah.
that up to the CRT and play it that way. I think that would be
Well,
fun.
and will it work like with the light gun
Oh
in
no,
the
no, I'm not
CRT?
gonna. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use the light gun, but you don't have to use the light gun. You can use the D-pad, kind of like how you did in
Oh.
Snatcher. You know, in Snatcher you could use the light gun or you could use the D-pad. So
Okay. I
yeah,
did not know that. That's good to know that we can play it without it. And because the other thing is with the emulator, you can use the mouse.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
do. So
That's true too.
yeah, fucking craziness. But
So, are we going to be jumping into the new and noteworthy?
we are. Unless you played stuff that's not new and worthy. Said you
I,
played a lot.
no, I've been playing a lot of the new and noteworthy. That's what I've been playing. Actually, I was doing this mostly yesterday. I was off yesterday. And I'm like, I'm gonna play some Steam games. The
I was
first,
and I was at army retirements drinking, and I'm like, I can't record Xander. I'm too like fun. I always tell them I'm there with envy because I can't retire yet. So
yeah. So the first game is the Yowzi Wars
Yowzy, Hosei is Yow.
or Yosei. It's,
Yow.
it is. I don't know. It's not Yao. It's Yossi.
Jose? Jose? No. Jose? Jose?
It's a single board arcade,
Yeah.
style game. You play as the essentially I believe this is like the Tooth Fairy. You're playing as this little fairy and you're trying to collect teeth. And when you collect
Huh.
enough teeth, then you can save the fairy that's in the cage, and you have to kind of like not get touched by any of the bad guys. Though when you do get the teeth, you do get like a blaster.
Is it like
Um,
the ultimate boss Danhausen from wrestling? Because he collects teeth. He
very,
puts
very,
curses on people.
it's very evil. It's a very evil game.
Like, it's so wild that you collect teeth in the
Yeah.
game. That's so wild. I love it.
But it's fun. It is a lot of fun. And one of the things that I really like about the game, and Eartheon also did this, is when you go into the options, the special features, you can play the early prototypes. I think that is the coolest feature that I see in some of these indie games where you buy the game, they're like, oh, here's also, a couple of prototypes, a couple of concepts that we had before the game was in
Oh,
full
that's neat.
aspect. And there's also because this game's very like NES blocky pixels, there's also a Game Boy mode as well. So you can
Well,
put in the
actually, to me, it looks like from the screenshots, like the Super Game Boy
yeah,
order, like that, the one that they had for like Donkey Kong 94 when you play it. That's what
yeah.
it looks like. And the fact that you're that you're collecting teeth, it's like 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this game. They have like a little AI picture on it, which is just funny as shit. It's like hilarious. But yeah, it reminds me too of that Super Nintendo era where you would have like Packy and Marlon and like
Yeah.
Captain Novolin and all the little healthy games. So you like, but it's all done in jest. Like it's ridiculous. Like I love it.
Yeah,
And
it
I haven't,
was it was a lot of fun.
and it just was released, right?
Yeah.
So what about like, did you go down the rabbit hole at all of like the other games that this developer has? Because this game right here is $5, but the developer has a bunch of games.
That I didn't. That's what I was just about to do
Yeah,
myself.
so they got some like newer looking stuff, but more for the retro aesthetic. They did a Maron's game, which is like helping a buddy, like a little cat character.
Oh,
And then
nice.
there's another cat RPG too. So this is right up your alley here, all the cat games. Very, very interesting. Pippi's and Bippi's DX game too, where they did like one of their first. I'm just adding everything to wish list. That's what I do when we do these episodes because there's this developer moved into and did a lot of um arcadey style games. Once they moved away from like developing like explosive dinosaurs and Tiki Brawl and moved toward like arcade stuff and then went to like Game Boy pixelated.
Yeah.
So tons of cool games. Not super expensive for any of their games. Tiki Brawl is free to play, so if you want to play that one, feed your Tiki God. Well,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's Roar Lab Games is the developer. They have 18 followers, so that exactly how obscure some of these people are. Like 18 followers for a game, and this game here, Yosei Wars, looks fucking cool.
Yeah,
So,
it's a lot of fun.
so what was the standout for you when you played it?
I the For me, the soundtrack, first of all, the music's really, really good. And I'm very critical on like retro aesthetic indie games and their music because sometimes the music throws me off. I'm like, I don't like the music. It's too much. But I thought it was very tasteful. The game starts off very simple. Like the stages, like when you first start playing, you're like, oh, okay, this needs to get a little bit more like tough because you do die, but like when you get hit, you kind of get knocked back, and when you get knocked back, you kind of go almost all the way to the very beginning of the stage. So you
Oh
don't want,
yeah.
yeah. So you don't want to get hit. I think you get like, because I was playing, I believe on normal, so I think I had like 4 or 5 hearts, so you can hit 4 or 5 times. But I
Wow.
mean, uh, it wasn't too difficult, but I could see that there's going to be that 10th or 11th wave that you're kind of cocky that all of a sudden there's going to be like some shit that you're like, oh my God, this is okay. You turn the difficulty up a little bit, but yeah, it was fun. Like I said, I like all the history to the game, like the prototype stuff, the character art, and the soundtrack. I feel like they put a lot of passion into this game.
Yeah, I like when developers do a little bit of the what brought it to it and allow you to play it. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
It's just one of those things like you think, and I'm pretty sure like a lot of us that create stuff, like sometimes you think like who cares? It's like is anyone really going to care about like, oh, this was the prototype? But no, I mean I freaking love it, and it all starts somewhere. So as a creative person watching creative people do creative things, I love like seeing the behind the scenes. It's freaking awesome.
100%.
That's speaking of awesome. This
Oh,
game right here that I'm gonna like totally butcher. Like Pan Panta Rhei.
I
Panta
say
Ray?
that I think it's Panta Rhei, Guardian
Huh?
of Time.
Okay. Well, Panta Ray is it's a overhead hack and slash, and it's got a pretty good positive rating on Steam right now. It's around like 16.99. No demo is available, but what a unique art style. Um,
I mean, it just looks like claymation almost. I'm
mhm.
looking at like the graphics on the screenshots and on the trailer. It just looks so good. Animation looks amazing. Everything is like captured in as you're playing through the hack and slash portions. It's like in like little zones almost. Is
Mhm.
now were you able to play this one or was this one
No,
that you
this is one I didn't
okay.
play.
Because I was gonna wonder, like, is it like open world or is it? Because it kind of gives me an open world vibe of Tunic.
Yeah.
Like that's, I mean, it looks awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it does have that now that you mention it does have that kind of tunic look to it. But yeah, it looks really cool. Looks makes you think of like a polished like PS3 game.
Yeah,
Like it looks really
exactly.
good.
Well, and there's like four different developers associated with this game, and all of them are only associated with this game.
Mm.
So you have Ranite games, like Rainite games, Sapalot Studio, Ome Animation, and Nordic Scoring. So it looks like they have music animation studio. So I think they had like all the people involved probably had their own little companies or something.
I was saying I do want to correct myself. There is a demo. There is a demo
Oh,
for it. So
there is a demo.
there is.
Is it like separate? Because sometimes on the game page they have the demo listed. Other times you have to like hunt it down by the like
Yeah,
research.
this was like a hunt down. When I clicked on when I clicked on the developer that you were talking about, that's when I saw like the game and then the demo right below it. I'm like, oh, there is a
Oh,
demo. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So like that's the one thing with Steam is there's a little inconsistency because sometimes it'll be like big old thing right underneath the price, and it's $17 game, so not bad for a full game. There's a right side little blue thing that says download demo, and then in their announcements it says new demo released. So they've
Yeah.
had multiple demos. But there's always a bright green button that makes it super easy. So it says it twice on the page for me, and I still missed it until you mentioned that there is one, which is fun. The game looks cool as hell though, and let's see if there's any unique abilities here because like they're talking about time, and you can like bend time to manipulate the environment as you play through like the level as well as fighting. So it's kind of like a little bit of a puzzle based and slash as well. So completely vibes of Tunic to me, which makes it super
Mm.
interesting.
Yeah, I definitely have to check that out. I added it to my wish list for sure.
Oh yeah. Everything we ever talk about here always goes right to the wish list, and some go right to the buy list. This one moved up. Problem is that with million games, I try to go more affordably, but then you miss out on some of these amazing adventures.
And this one right here, like I said earlier, the game that I spent way too much time on, this game right here,
Huh.
Tall Trials. Um, it
Trails.
yeah, Trails, Tall Trails. This game right here, it's freaking it's so fun. I watched the trailer for the B-roll, and the B-roll was pretty much a developer being like, "Hey, check out my game. You're playing as this little golem guy who's trying to like find his purpose, and you have a boot, and the boot has different items that you can put inside that have different actions. Okay,
Really?
so it's think of like because it's a very like open world, Breath of Wild kind of
That's
feel
what
to it.
that picture is, because on the actual key art, there's like a little like jetpack. No, that's a boot jetpack. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you would like grab peppers and put them in your boot, and you can use your boot as a jetpack. Like, and you upgrade your boot. So yeah, first you start with a little boot. You can only put like three things in there. So, you can like switch out your ammo. You could call it ammo, and have different abilities. But Yeah, it's very open world, exploring, casual. I don't really think I mean, there's bad guys, but I don't really think you die really in this game.
Oh,
It's more about exploring. Like if like I was really enjoying it because it was making me think of like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild when I would just like explore
yeah.
and just like try to climb shit that I wasn't supposed to, or just trying to be like, oh, what's this over here? I mean, and there is a direction because like you have to get like certain clay checkpoints, and when you get those clay checkpoints, the story progresses and you get to the next island. But yeah, it was really good. It's really good. I
Wow.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it shows that you put all these items in your boot. You put a mushroom in there, you can jump, a whirligig to hover.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah, it's
just
cool.
so it's just like a chill exploration game.
Hmm. A
I
game
mean
that
it
I didn't think I would enjoy as much as I did, but
well, and that's just it is like apparently there's badges you can upgrade, but like those are the ones that you end up spending the most time on is just like the little cute ones that surprised you, right?
yeah, I was just like, man, I can't believe this. It was because I was just playing it, and I was like, maybe I'll shoot some B-roll, and I was sitting there, I was like, before I knew it was like hour and a half went by, and I'm like, holy crap. Just because it just sucks you in. The controls are very fluid. There is a little bit of the slippiness, like kind of just weirdness that you would play in those kind of games. There's like a certain weird mechanic, but it played really well. I liked it.
Cool though. Like, that's great that there's something out there that connected with you that you didn't expect. That's the cool
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, and it reminds me of why I like doing this show so much because we talk about a lot of games, and like some of those games we talk about we're like, yeah, we'll talk about it, and we're like, holy crap, I went back and played it or checked it out, and it's gonna be the whole like aspect of 2025 looking back at games is gonna be really interesting because there's a lot to talk about.
It's like a fever dream this year. I'm gonna have to like do some serious research this year. It's
Yeah.
been a wild one.
Yeah, because then you have games like, Tall Trials. Then you have Maiden Cops. And Maiden Cops, like I didn't play this one. This is one I didn't play, surprisingly, because it's right up my alley. It's very like River City Girls looking. You play as
Yeah.
like these three chicks, and it's a straight up beat 'em up. Freaking
Well, it's
awesome.
it's it's beat 'em up with fan service. So like every character has the jiggle physics. We're all girls with jiggle physics, which is wild. The thing is though, is that I swear I saw this game before. I mean,
Mm.
'cause it's from 2024, but like I don't know. I think it might simply be because I actually published a different game by the developer.
Ah.
And Wife Quest I published with Premium Edition Games, which
Oh,
again,
I played Wife Quest. Yeah.
yeah, so and that's, with Pippin games. And so I was like, why does that seem so freaking familiar? Like the art style, everything. And I'm clicking through and I'm like, oh, it's Pippin. Like literally through Top Hat Studios. And so they have like Wife Quest, if for those that don't know, Wife Quest is a great little um, action beat 'em up game where you save your
Yeah.
husband who's being with all these girls with lots and lots of fan service. Not no nudity, but it's all fan service, like with
Yeah. It's all funny. Like just funny
boobs and
crude.
stuff. Yeah, so the thing is that this is just a beat 'em up just like that, which is pretty crazy. Like
Yeah, I
so.
I mean it looks fun. I mean I don't really dive too far into like customizing waifus and all that stuff.
No,
So I mean if
no.
that's your thing, and this looks like a great game for that. It looks like it has a lot of customization and lots of unlockables. But as a standalone like beat 'em up, I mean it looks fun. I mean I don't remember how much it's going for.
Oh, Maiden
Um
Cops is $10.
yeah, I mean that's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Maiden Bucks. Maiden Cops is $10. I mean, it's a classic beat 'em up, has arcade modes in it, and you have three characters in it. So it's kind of like Streets of Rage style. So
Yeah.
really does feel like Streets of Rage or Renegade, Kunio-kun style.
Hmm.
Um, there's people riding motorcycles, which always reminds me of Renegade. So It's a classic, and it's just basically classic with fan service. To me, it's cool, but I would if you don't like the fan service stuff, then stay away. Like I don't know, like
I
stuff
thought
stuff don't bother me none.
I thought you were about to say if you don't like the fan service, screw you. It's like okay.
And fuck you. No, no. Yeah, I'd be like fan service. Check out a million other games out here
Oh
because
yeah.
we have another game.
Yeah, and this one
Awesome.
right here, I did play. I did play this one.
Wild.
It's Contract Rush DX. It's a hand-drawn, pixelated, side-scrolling 2D shoot 'em up. Uh, I mean, it's a good game. I would say what makes this game a lot of fun is when you start to learn the dashing mechanic, because this game really wants you to like dash more than walk. Because if you're just like walking in the game, it's very slow. Like it's a very slow
Uh,
game. But when you start dashing and you start getting kind of a rhythm, and while you're shooting, it becomes like a freaking dance of bullets. It's so fun.
really see like feel like a master when you're playing it.
Yeah, it's good
Okay,
stuff.
that's cool. Yeah, because that's the one thing with a lot of these different action games is if they don't have a good vibe to them, they don't have a good like I don't know if like the word is like mentality, but more so like as you're playing through, if you don't feel like you're able to learn the game, it kind of wanes on you a little bit. And so if this actually has a really good way to play through it, that's awesome. What are the time mechanics on there? Because I noticed a couple of the screenshots have like a timer. Did you get to that?
Yeah, there's like certain like parrying and block mechanics that you can do that
Oh,
kind of like inflicts more damage. Um,
interesting.
yeah, it's cool. Like when I first started playing it though, I didn't know about all the dashing and everything, and I was upgrading my gun, because at first, you start with one bullet, and then before you know it, you're shooting like four at a time. And I'm like, I'm getting more powerful, but like this chick is moving like she's got oatmeal in her boots. Like it was just kind of
Oatmeal in her boots.
yeah. It was just moving so slow. I'm like, what's going on? And then when I learned the dash, I'm like, I almost started playing it like how you do the backslash in Symphony of the Night. I mean, mine is going backwards, but you start doing that little dash and start kind of just zipping and zapping.
Yeah.
That's when the game started getting really good. That's when it kind of clicked with me, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. Good stuff.
It's wild. Yeah, that's the thing though, is like sometimes, those type of games will surprise you. The art style is never my favorite style, because if you're gonna go with a drawn, I want it to be like crazy, like history era style, like we saw with the previous
Yeah.
games. But still crazy.
Now this one looked like a lot of fun. I didn't play it, but
Yeah, it's a Starshifter.
yeah.
It looks like a trippy acid trip, or sitting there taking peyote in the desert or something. Because literally, you start off as a like a fox or something, and then you can shapeshift into a bird and fly around. There's a lot of desert, a lot of
Mm.
buffaloes, and seems like there's story and characters and like interactions. It doesn't seem like it's super intense for battling. I think it's just like a casual nature game.
Yeah. I feel like it's more like a slice of life kind of game. Like it's gonna have like little objectives. But yeah, when he turned into a bird, that kind of threw me off because at first I just was like, oh, you're playing as a wolf in the desert. That's cool, like a coyote, and all of a sudden it's like boosh. And I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like, for the folks that maybe that like Tall Trials, maybe this would be another game to check out. I feel like they kind of complement each other. They kind of have that, free exploration but fun factor that makes you want to keep playing it.
And, like the graphics kind of look like Breath of the Wild a little bit, like with all
Yeah.
the different like animation combined with the 3D, and it's a giant world. So I
Yeah.
know you, I know you got to hunt down stars, Mario style, but then there's like characters you interact with where it give you little missions and to find stuff. So I mean, it seems super cool. It's $15. Like all the games this episode, there's not really a lot of affordable ones here in the new and the noteworthy. They're all like
Mm,
15, $20, but they all look really, really cool. That's the thing. Like there's been so many games that have come out in the last couple weeks that it's a little bit overwhelming actually how many there are. And it's all
yeah.
different genres. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, there's no like set theme because closing the new and noteworthy, the last game we're gonna talk about, it's this polar opposite from from the beat 'em ups and the exploration and blah blah blah. This is technoplasm.
Yeah, and there's an X in there, so it's definitely TEXNOPLAZM, like wild. And it's developed by one person. That's the one
Mm.
thing. And it is currently an early access $12 game and is a first-person spectacle fighter with cyberpunk aesthetics. So, like, it's like one of those first persons, but you see your hands and you do
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Yeah, the B roll was like only 19 seconds, and that's all it needed to be. You know, I'll be honest, because I was like 19 seconds. I'm like, okay, and I'm like watching it. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you are like almost like this Jason Bourne looking badass looking dude, and you kill people with your hands, and you got guns, and probably has some really cool techno music, of
I mean,
course.
it
Like,
definitely looks like a Dreamcast era style,
yeah,
which
yeah,
I dig. I dig. And it's developed by Mothership Loudspeakers, uh, released probably early access August 4th. So it definitely looks interesting. And I see the way that I could completely get like engrossed into it because of all the different like techno as like the little cyberpunk pieces, like being able to shoot
yeah.
different stuff. It's like some of the graphics too remind me of a little bit of like Fighting Force on the PS1. I don't know if you played Fighting Force
Oh yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day. Kind of reminds me of that. Like, it just looks really cool. Like, this is a it's why 2025 is a wild year, man, because it's like finding all these amazing games and like this one was an August 2025 game, but like a couple of them are like from 2024.
yeah.
And it's
Oh,
just because when there's 30, 40,000 games a year, like you can't find them all.
yeah. I mean, we've covered some that were like released in like 2014. It was like, where have you been my whole life?
Or in the first one in the budget section that was released in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great segue into our budget. This one right here, Dr. Adamus?
Autonomous?
Autonomous? Dr. Autonomous.
Autonomous.
This
I
this
don't.
was this is an interesting one. It's almost like a pixelized single arcade board, and it's got some horror aspects to it. Because you're trying
And
to get
Metroidvania.
Yeah, because you're
Because
trying to
there's
get away from this
exploration.
doctor.
Yeah. Well, there's gated exploration for sure in it. And it just looks like a wild little simple game. Like it looks really, really cool. And what's the game? $1.50 to get Dr. Autonomous?
Yeah.
Autonomous?
There's four areas to explore, five bosses, three different endings, a fun sci-fi story, and good chiptune music. Huh,
Oh,
it's not bad.
nice. Yeah, I mean, to me, the graphics give it Atari style feel, but
Yeah.
then more like to me, it's NES Homebrew is what it is because
Mm.
you have more graphics than you'd have on the Atari, but it's black background, and that's like really what I would see out of a lot of NES Homebrew games as their first little their first little exploration game. But the fact that they put it on PC, there's a lot of little, I would say, expansions to it. 'Cause there's even a hard mode in this game where after you beat the game, you play it in hard mode. And
Oh
so
wow.
the fact that it's $1.79, 55% off right now for the next couple days, ends in 2 days or something from the time of this recording. But $1.79 to buy this. And interestingly, there's a whole bundle deal with all the games that Piku A has done. There's one more with a retro aesthetic called Unknown Castle that looks like a little puzzle adventure game as well. That's $1.
Hmm.
So there's some other ones that are like strategy game, but with a penguin who has a sword. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. Or New Supper Banana, not Super Supper Banana.
Upper
Like,
banana. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Supper Banana. So they have like little fun stuff. The reason why Dr. Autonomous also popped up, besides for being a budget game, is also that they had a big update on August 11th. They had a new version that was released.
Oh, cool.
So, so 5 years later, they did quality of life improvements, improved the knockback. So apparently, the knockback is more realistic. It wasn't before. There's an improved third boss battle, remastered sound in the game, and other bug fixes. And then they added the hard difficulty mode because people felt like the game was too easy. So now you can play it in hard mode. And so
Nice.
they not only did they do a sale, but the developer completely revamped everything, which is why it popped up in 2025 on the list, which now we're talking about it on a podcast.
That's
So it's
awesome.
crazy.
Now this game we have talked about on a
Yeah, yeah,
previous
yeah.
episode, but it's on sale right now. And
It's
it's a
on
good
sale for $2.
and it's an awesome game, but Iron Diamond, if you guys remembered us from a previous episode, it's a Metroidvania. It made me think of Vector Man, the graphics.
Yeah, yeah.
Very Vector Man looking because he's very like shards of crystal, kind of like encompasses his body. But really, really cool
Th-
game.
And this was one that was $8. It's on sale for 75% off to be the $1.99, so it meets our threshold of under $2. It is only available. The promotion was probably like a week or so. It's about to end, so it may be back up by the time you watch this. But the game is awesome. It's well worth full price. It's
Yeah.
just the fact that it's under. That's why, like when we do episodes, I always wish list everything because then it pops down. It's like, oh crap! Now this is a game that I wanted to play. Now it's under $2.
Yep.
Add it. And now I need to actually play it, which would be great because yeah.
That's how I found out about it because I was getting B-roll and I was like, oh, Iron Diamond, that sounds familiar. It's like this game's in your wish list, and I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, it's
Exactly.
now I gotta get it.
Exactly. And it's a wild piece. Um, this last indie game kind of popped me down a rabbit hole, honestly. So the last one is from 2012 and
Yep.
it's called The Wiz Orb. And the reason why it put me down a rabbit hole, so the game's normally $3. It's a dollar 50, $1.49 on sale, but it's done by Tribute Games. And
Yep.
this is where it put me on the rabbit hole because Tribute Games has done Shredder's Revenge, has done Steel Assault, Panzer Paladin, Flint Hook, a lot of games that have physical releases. And it put me down a rabbit hole because there's other games that I added to the wish list and things, such as Ninja Senkai DX, which I
Yeah.
never really even looked at. Curse and Chaos has a physical. Mercenary Kings has the physical. But Wizard Orb is one of their first games. I think it is their first game. The game
Yep.
looks cool as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks very. It's funny because the sprite work makes you think of like Shining Force, but the gameplay is like
Okay.
Zelda. The gameplay is like Zelda. It's
Is the
cool.
gameplay like Zelda? Because to me it looks like it's like Arkanoid.
Oh, that might be it.
Because like
I'm just looking at the.
there's a little paddle at the bottom, and you're shooting a
Oh,
ball, so it's like a wizard orb.
oh,
Like,
that's even better. That's
so
even
I think
cooler.
it's like you shoot the ball and attack and just the my one concern with these type of games, and this game is from 13 years ago, Xander, which is freaking insane. This game is as old, same age as my daughter. My daughter, it was released 2 months after my daughter was born, which is insane. In eighth grade. Like, so, but the thing is that the paddle movement is what always gets me. So if the paddle movement is precise, because going back in the day and playing Arkanoid in the arcade with the dials, flawless. You play it on the NES with the controller, it sucks. But if you get the Voss controller where you can play it, it's accurate. So you can actually move it to the actual, like to the screen. Playing it with a mouse would probably be pretty good, but when you're playing it on the Steam Deck with a controller, how does it play? Is it
Yeah.
compatible with the little trackpad on the Steam Deck? That'll be another question that I'll but I definitely have it and I already bought it. And then I also need to buy Ninja Senkai because I don't think I bought that yet, but it is also on sale for $1.99.
Whew.
So $1.99 for a $5 game. And Tribute Games does really good retro style games.
Yeah.
Um, Ninja Senkai is like going up in up a platforming game, like a little kind of reminds me of Downwell, but in reverse, kind of,
Yeah.
which is cool. You know, Downwell as you go down a well, and it had a physical. It actually came with the flip grip when you bought it back in the day from one of the de facto gone physical publishers from back in the day. So
Mm.
yeah, it was a really cool, like some of the really high quality physicals. Like when I was doing with Premium, you had other companies doing really cool physicals, and they didn't survive either,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But they had a flip grip with theirs, which was really freaking cool. Man, the golden age. Now, I added a game. Are we going to talk about it or no? I added a game two
Yeah.
days ago. Yeah, one
Yeah.
last one. I just wrote the date that I added it because I added it like after you had already done your B-roll, and I'm like, I'm ruining Xander's B-roll collection. But it is called Templar 2.
Huh.
And I thought it was a first person game or something. And I look at it, I'm like, oh no, it's a super gory combat hack and slash that is
Holy moly.
$1.50. Like in the game, the graphics, everything looks super neat. Neat is the key word for it because like the characters themselves, they look okay. The animation looks pretty good, but like the gore, the
Yeah.
action, it looks intense. And for a
Yeah.
dollar 50, like holy cow. A studio to pastors. Um, Ironically, is they also have Templar 1, and Templar 1 is free.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
As well as well, that's coming soon, but you can play the demo to Otaku Survival Horror. Uh,
That game looks ridiculous too.
yeah, that looks
And
pretty good.
yeah, so like the Templar games though are both little action games, action platformers, and Templar 1, Templar 2. And then Otaku is like another little fun beat 'em up game. Like I like it though. And Templar 2 looks way better than Templar 1 as you see the
Yeah.
developers start to like upgrade their abilities and add what they wanted in the first one. Has Souls-like aesthetics to it, and you know, has a lot of mercenaries and knights and bosses that you fight, and the world is pretty big. You get to choose your own path. So, but if you, the one thing it says, it mentions, which to be aware of, is if you choose the wrong path, you might be under leveled and get destroyed. So,
Oh no.
yeah,
The
which
replayability.
replayability, Xander. What the hell? But yeah, it's a wild, wild, crazy world. I
Well,
just so many games, so little time. And before we get to your segue you're about to do we need to do
yes, a randomizer.
new
So
randomizer, 'cause you're about to transition us to the 'Cause I already know your tells. It's super easy. All right, let's see here. So we're gonna do the randomizer. Are we doing anything special? Or are we doing anything that's potentially installed?
anything goes. Anything goes with the
Anything
randomizer.
goes. All right, let's go. I take off the glasses so I can see. Because the one thing is with the randomizer, and it is 700 games installed. I might go with all the games, so that way it gives us anything. So I have 1,455 games in my Steam Deck for indie. I went with locally last time. Now I'll do all. So it could be something a little more. So I may have to like restart a few. Um, so the game that popped up is called Space Grunts.
Space grunts.
Space Grunts, and I already own it, which is good. Because sometimes it'll pop up one, I gotta go like buy it because it's in like I don't know why it would be a wish list. It is a 6 hour game for the main story, 20 hours, 28 hours for completion. It's 20 hours to complete it with the extras. and they improved the so gamepad support in 2020 when they did it. So it's very interesting.
Looks like a really fun top-down shooter.
Top-down shooter game. So Space Grunts is the game we are going to be playing here for the Indie Credible podcast. And add it to the Indie Credible. I created a little Indie Credible game list on here. So that way I just go to Indie Credible and I can play it on my Steam, my PC.
And speaking of Indie Credible, we want to give a
Oh,
big shout and a huge thank you to the folks on the Patreon, the executive producers. And again, Patreon's free to join, but these folks they help support the show and they get a, little shout out at the very end, as well as little goodies. Any updates on that, Jeff?
so I was going to start shipping out the quarterly item for everyone, and then I realized that we have a fifth executive producer that we've had for a few months that we haven't given a shout out to in a long time. And not only that, but is the longest supporter of the Higgins Helly Patreon because
Wow.
back in the day, I had tiers where you could buy books, and he actually bought all the original books, the Culture Chronicle series that I did exclusively on Patreon back in the day. So they did a byproduct a tier at one point. And so
Oh
this guy
wow.
actually is the OG Higgins Alley Patreon, and we haven't given him a shout out in a few months that he when he became an executive producer.
Jeez. Well, we we want to give a big shout to him. And that is Jacob Hen Richardson. Hen Richardson. Am I saying that right? I hope I am,
No.
Jacob. If you've been listening to this podcast, Jacob, you know I can't pronounce things, so I
I
deeply
mean,
apologize.
to me, it's Hinrichsen.
Hen Hen
Hinrichsen.
Hen Richard. Yeah,
Hinr
I keep on.
Hinrichsen.
Yeah, I keep wanting to say Richardson. I don't know
Now,
why,
unless the
but
I's are or the E's are different, Hinrichsen is how I would say it, though. Jacob has been a supporter of Hagen's Alley and all my books for like way, way back in the day, like OG supporter, super appreciative of all the support. And as I always have said, as I make things, is that I'll just make something cool. And if a few people think it's dope, I'll keep making books and keep making content and doing cool stuff. That's why we do the Incredible because it's fun. So appreciate it, Jacob. Who else do we got?
also Akaroff,
Is it Akroloth or is it a Akriloth?
a Krylov.
I don't know. He never tells us. David Isherwood from over on the other side of the pond, as we say.
And Lunchbox, aka the disgruntled gamer from Thunderdome Gaming Society. Big shout to him too, because he jumped into my live stream I had last Monday. I did the Shantae's Risky Revolution. Got really stuck and frustrated, and ended up playing Ninja Gaiden, but I
As you do.
but yeah, he was in the stream, so it was fun finally talking to
Yeah.
him. So that was cool.
Said you don't realize I kind of changed it to make sure that you always say lunchbox is long ass. Because of course we also have Jesse Glenn to give a shout out to, and it's I like just interacting with people, and the
Mhm.
problem with what I do is I do too much. My resume is like insane, and so trying to stay like I don't know, focused on things, it becomes complicated because like I
Mhm.
don't ever promote everything enough. So the Patreon is one place where I just post everything now. Social media, like I'll share the podcast on social media stuff. But that's just because that's what I have able to like share and I'll like tag you and do things. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll throw it in Patreon first, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how we feel. But I always appreciate the support, and those that want to hang out with us will hang out with us. That's just kind of how it is. And doing the hipster artist thing that I do, like it's really just fun and cool. And it'll be the same deal when we start playing more and more music and stuff, like because
Mhm.
I've been playing, but as Xander knows a little bit, I'm learning lefty righty way.
Yeah.
So I'm
Whew.
playing a lefty guitar, my back upside, basically learning guitar upside down right now.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I can do it. I was literally just strolling around yesterday, just chilling, like sitting there, like no amp on it, but I'm playing Kyle's guitar, like with
Yeah.
the Floyd Rose pickup, everything on it. And
That's awesome.
yeah, but I can do it. It's just I'm not going to be able to do anything complex or meticulous with it right now until I actually rewire my brain.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's the
that's the same hipster shit we do though, man. We do too
yeah.
much. Like
Yeah.
you're playing music with like legendary fucking composers. Like let's be honest here. Like you're like, "Oh, I'm hanging out with this dude." I'm like, "What?" Like that's cool as hell.
Yeah, I got a lot of things behind the scenes. Like I said, voice acting as well. I'm doing it's going to be in a bridge Naruto series. I'm playing the third Hokage, so that's what I'm gonna be doing the voice for. I don't know what it's going to be about yet. I haven't got the script, but I know it's going to be a bridge. So it might be funny, might be crazy. I don't
It's
know,
awesome.
but it's gonna be fun. But
Oh, it's cool as hell though. That's the thing.
oh yeah. But it's always fun to do one of these episodes, and I can't wait for the next one because, like you said, we have a backlog of indie games to dive into, and I like this show because as we mentioned, kind of going for full circle to the beginning of the episode about how expensive things are getting. Um, Listen to this episode, you won't have no shortage of games. Aside from all the AAA stuff that's going on right now, that's going to be, discounted in a couple of months. These are some really cool games that you can dive into right now. So, for those that listen, thank you so much. And as always, I want
Yeah.
to say happy gaming and support indie.
Do it.